welcome back to another edition of Research Fantasy presents our MLB DFS hitter picks for Friday, August 4th, 2017. Proud of my boys yesterday for actually doing what they should do. It was the first day in a while that I had most everything work out for me. I hope that your screens were green as well. Tonight we've got an interesting slate to say the least. Let's kick things off with the value play. Chris Young, 6,800 on Fantasy Draft, 2,400 FanDuel, 3,400 on DraftKings. Like I mentioned in the pitching video, there's a lot of high-priced options, and I'm convinced that there's enough value that you could rather easily put the top pitchers in your lineup tonight. Young represents one of those values. He's taking on Carlos Rodon, hasn't been great since coming off the DL, allowing a 355 WOBA, 34.5% fly ball rate, 25% home run to fly ball ratio, 30% hard contact. Now that home run to fly ball ratio will inevitably go down as the year progresses, but we know that Chris Young has been a solid lefty killer throughout his career. The price is cheap, the opportunity is good. I want to have some shares of Chris Young tonight. Next up, Joey Gallo, 8,800 Fantasy Draft, 3,700 FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. All this guy does is hit home runs. Literally, that's all that this dude does. And he's getting Bartolo Colon, who is well past washed up. 390 WOBA, 44.3% fly ball rate, 13% home run to fly ball ratio, 38.2% hard contact. I think this is a pretty easy position to just rock a lot of the lefties on the Rangers tonight. The righties aren't in bad positions either. Texas should be one of the more popular teams on the slate. Finally, let's wrap things up with Jose Altuve, 10-2 Fantasy Draft, 4,200 FanDuel, 5,200 on DraftKings. Now, the downside with Altuve, from my perspective, and I have these weird, if you've watched these videos for baseball, more than any other sport, I have these weird, like, OCD tendencies, and this article gets written at the start of the slate. So 7:05 last night, I started writing this article. Finished them up because I've done my research on it throughout the day. I mean, I have automated spreadsheets that basically tell me what to do. It's not overly complicated stuff here. And then Altuve hit a home run. And home runs are unpredictable, but we know that they're the biggest source to fantasy points that there is. Like, if you get a home run, you're set. You know, so you might get outscored at the position, but for the most part, if you have a lot of guys hitting home runs, you're going to be winning some money. So I think he's still a good play because the one benefit with Altuve is just that he can score fantasy points in so many ways. And taking on Cesar Valdez with a 459 WOBA, 37.3% fly ball rate, 26.3% home run to fly ball ratio, 54.9% hard contact to righties. And those are limited action numbers. He's not a full-time starter, so you could look at it and say, okay, maybe they're actually worse if it gets extrapolated out to multiple innings. The reality of the situation is he's not likely to go for a bunch of innings. I expect the Astros to do what they do oh so often and put up a bunch of runs right away. Altuve makes my top play of the day. Once again, Chris Young, Joey Gallo, Jose Altuve. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Check us out at researchfantasy.com. Like us on Facebook at Research Fantasy. Follow us on Twitter at Research and Win. And join us again tomorrow.